Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. Well, now, first we welcome Alan and James. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're from Bristol, and we met 5 years ago when Alan joined the theatre company that I was already a member of.
Ah, what were you doing?
We've done lots of shows together.
Yeah.
The last one that we did was the stage version of Dad's Army.
Very good indeed. What do you do, Alan?
I work in sales and marketing. There's not really a lot more you can say about that. It's one of those things at parties, someone says, what do? You give them an answer, and then that's the end of the conversation. They move on to the next person, really.
James?
No, I work at marketing as well a bit. I do events as well, so I help to organise things like product launches, demonstrations, exhibitions and things like that.
Right. What's the most exciting event you've organised?
I've organised quite a big stand at a major exhibition at the NEC in Birmingham, so that was quite an exciting one.
That's
That was a
very
one.
good.
Xander, do you think James would make a good motivational speaker?
Do you know, I think he
Very
would.
fluid style, hasn't
Very fluid style, good with his hands as well.
he? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Motivational speaker.
Career
Yes.
change, maybe.
Richard does offer a sometime careers advice thing on the side.
Is there anything you'd suggest for me? I hesitate to ask.
I think
Sales
you would
and
be good in
marketing.
sales and marketing.
Yeah, motivational speaking, James.
I like the idea of that,
come
talking to
on.
crowds, getting people hyped up.
Brilliant,
Why don't you try
yeah.
and just motivate Alan, just quickly.
OK, Alan, you can do really well today. Are you going to win this show? Come on. Alan, come on, smart for me, you can do this. Be positive.
Yes, we're going to win.
Yes, we're going to win.
There we are.
Motivated.
Very, very best of luck to the pair of you. God, I'm now motivated as well. Thank you
Feeling
very
good.
much, James. That was superb. Now, next, we welcome back Mary and Sophie. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, and this is your second chance. Remind us what happened last time.
I kind of flaked on the words ending in arm question. So, yeah, hoping to do better
Bit of a
today.
high score there.
Yes.
Mary, what do you like to do in your spare time?
I read a lot. I'm also really into my gardening at the moment.
Very
So-
good indeed. So a bit of horticulture wouldn't be bad as well, if that could
No,
come up.
yes, I'm not great on Latin names though. I just kind of know the English names for plants.
Sophie, any other strange things you like to do that you didn't mention last time?
Not necessarily strange, but I enjoy going to theatre, gigs with my friends. I also have a couple of friends that are in bands and that DJ, so I go and see them
So
a
you
bit.
follow them as well?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, very best of luck to the pair of you. Let's hope we see more of you than we did last time. But it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
And next, we welcome back Laura and Naomi. You were also on the show last time. Remind us what happened with you.
Well, in fairness, we did lose to the better team, but we sort of humiliated ourselves on a football question and failed to redeem ourselves on a Pink Floyd question.
Yeah, football and Pink Floyd, not
no,
the ideal
terrible.
categories for you. Naomi, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Well, living in Edinburgh, we're quite lucky. We do very well for festivals, particularly the Fringe Festival. So,
Certainly.
yes, that keeps us busy during summer months. There's lots of theatre and comedy that I enjoy.
Very good. Laura, how about you? What do you like to do in your spare time?
I love the festival as well, but I love films and we go to baby cinema quite often.
Baby cinema.
Yeah.
How fantastic. So also, but they're kind of adult films, are they? I mean, sorry. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. They're not children films, though, are they?
Some
they're
of them are, but
Oh, right.
no, they're pretty. The last one was quite gruesome, actually.
Yeah, they generally aim the films at the parents, but
Yes,
they obviously have to be
that's what I-
suitable enough for the
that's what I
children
meant.
to be there.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to have you back on the show, Laura and Naomi. Very best of luck to the pair of you.
Thank you.
And finally, we have got Joe and Danny. Now, how do you two know each other?
I kind of met this lovely lady about 30 years ago, but I don't really remember it, and she's stuck around ever since, but mums kind of have a habit of doing that.
And where are you from, Danny?
We're from Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire.
Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. Joe, what would you like to see come up this afternoon?
Food and drink would be great because we both love experimental cooking and like drinking wine.
Hang on, yeah, very good. Experimental cooking. What do you mean by that?
I think the best experimental recipe I tried was turkey lasagna. Unfortunately, nobody ate it. It was the most disgusting
You make a
thing.
turkey mince?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's turkey meat. I don't recommend it to
A sort of
anyone.
a white mince?
It kind of goes to a mush, so you have like a turkey mush.
Turkey, it just gets better and better. Turkey mush.
It was essentially the worst Christmas ever.
Danny, what else would you like to come up?
Science I'm okay at. I did science at A-levels, so that'd be okay.
Okay.
Musicals, theatre, we quite enjoy that as well. 70s, yeah, books is good. 70s music for Mum would be fine. I'd be lost.
OK, well, let's hope some of those things, or maybe all of those things, will come up this afternoon. Either way, we will find out more about all of you throughout the show. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He's forever disappointed with evolution. It's just not fast enough. He is my pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Should be a good show today. 2 returning pairs. Now, Laura and Naomi, I think, probably came up against the best pair we've had on the whole series. They were very unlucky in the head-to-head. We didn't really see enough of Mary and Sophie, so they got knocked out in the first round, so they could be a surprise package. I would say round 1, though, will suit Mary today. You'll be delighted to hear.
Round 1's going to suit you, Mary.
It's making me nervous.
And me. Well, thank you very much, Richard. Well, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless. So we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with the chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £4,000. Right, let's play Pointless. Now, in the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, so try and make sure that's not you. OK, our first category this afternoon is nature. There you are, Mary.
Thank you.
Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many trees as they could. Trees, Richard.
Yeah, the correct answers in this round will all be trees or shrubs that can be found growing wild in the United Kingdom. And that's according to the Woodland Trust website.
OK, now, Alan and James, you all drew lots before the show, and this afternoon you get to go first. So in this round, we're going to give you a choice of 7 possible answers on the board in each pass. Your first set of 7 answers reads like this. Osier, aspen, Gartner, Tyburn, sycamore, cedar and rowan. I'll read those all again. Osier, aspen, Gartner, Tyburn, sycamore, cedar, rowan. Now, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless, and at least one of those answers is incorrect. So be very careful not to pick one of those, because if you do, you'll score 100 points. Now then, Alan, trees. Trees. Is this good for you?
Really, no. No, trees not something I pay much attention to. They look nice, but names, no. But I think that rather than risk going for 100 points, I'm going to go for the one that I think is least likely of the ones I know, which is cedar.
Cedar, you are saying? Let's see if cedar is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said cedar. That's right. 15. 15, not a bad score at all. 15 for cedar, Richard.
Yeah, good start, Alan. Not native to the UK, they're from Lebanon originally, but from the 18th century, virtually every stately home in Britain had to have a cedar tree. That's when they started becoming popular over here.
Very good. Now, Sophie.
Yes.
We come to you.
There's a few on there that I think I've heard of, so...
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
I think I'm going to go for rowan.
You're going to go for rowan?
Yeah.
There it is at the bottom of the board. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said rowan. It is right. 20. 20 for rowan, Richard.
Yeah, well played. The rowan tree has lots of association with magic and witchcraft, the rowan tree.
Laura. Remember, we are looking for British trees and shrubs.
There's one up there that I definitely know, and one that I think's right, but it's very risky. So I'm going to go for one that I hope is a tree. I'm going to go for aspen.
Aspen. Very good, Laura. Let's see if aspen's right. If it is, let's see how many people said aspen. It's right. Very well done indeed, Laura. That's a great answer, and it scores you just 1.
Yeah, very, very good answer. Actually, much more popular in America, one of the most widely distributed trees in the United States, the quaking aspen.
So then, Joe, we
dear.
come to you. Now then, you're the last person to have this board, so you can fill in all the blanks for us.
There's one that I know that's left, but I think that's going to be fairly high. So I am going to have a guess at the top answer, osier. I
Osier.
don't think it's right, but I'll have a go.
Osier, says Joe. Naomi is nodding. I don't know if Naomi knows the first thing about trees, but she's nodding. Osier, says Joe. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Very best of luck, Joe.
Thank you.
It's right. I have a feeling this might be going all the way down. Let's have a look. Yes, it does! That's brilliant, Joe. Very well done. That's a pointless answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to 4,250, and it scores you nothing. Very well done indeed. Osier, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Joe. Great start to your pointless career. It's been used for centuries for weaving. It's a very fast-growing tree, but we'll hear a lot more about it because you can use it for biofuel. I suspect osier won't be pointless for long.
Very good.
Let's fill in the rest of the board. Everyone was quite right to avoid sycamore. That would have scored you 35 points. That's the highest answer on the board, other than wrong answers, of course. Now, there's other two. Pointless, wrong.
Well, but the Tyburn tree is famously where they used to hang people.
That's absolutely right. It's a gallows in London, so that was an incorrect answer. And Gartner.
I'm going to guess that you're in a sort of generous mood today and you've decided to put 2 pointless answers on the board and that Gartner is pointless.
Yeah, it's incorrect. It's incorrect. Gartner, a character from the German kids' TV show The Singing Ringing Tree.
Well, thanks very much, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores. Joe and Danny looking brilliant on just nothing there. Then we come up 1 point to where Naomi and Laura are. Then up to 15, where Alan and James are. And then up to Sophie and Mary on 20. So all pretty close together. But, Sophie and Mary, you are unmistakably ahead. So, Mary, you're going to have to find a nice obscure tree on the next pass, and I hope that's enough to see you through to the next round. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? Splendid. We're going to put 7 more answers on the board, and here they are. Remember, we are looking for trees and shrubs, and we've got horse chestnut, ash, monkey puzzle, grey willow, larkin, silver birch, gelder rose. I'll read that one more time. Horse chestnut, ash, monkey puzzle, grey willow, larkin, silver birch, gelder rose. Now, again, I can tell you that at least one of those answers is pointless and at least one of those answers is incorrect. So try and avoid those incorrect ones if you possibly can. Danny, the high scorers are Mary and Sophie on 20. You're on nothing. If you can score 19 or less, you are definitely in the next round.
There's quite a few on there that I know, and I'm so glad that I wasn't on the other round because I would have picked a 100-pointer. But on this one, I'm going to go with a monkey puzzle because there was one in a local park that my sister and I used to climb when we were kids.
OK, monkey puzzle, you are saying. There's your red line. If you can get below that red line, you are safely through to the next round. Let's see if monkey puzzle's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. He's right. Very well done. 8 points for monkey puzzle takes your total up to 8.
Yeah, good answer, Danny. And straight through, you can relax for the rest of the round. It's a conifer. It was originally from Chile and Argentina. A problem with that?
Well, no, I was just going to say monkey puzzles. I mean, if I were a monkey, there'd be nothing remotely puzzling about that at all. It's a tree pretty much straight up and down with quite a lot of horizontal
No, but it's
branches.
very, very kind of gnarled and twisty, so...
Even back to a monkey, though. Monkey, we go... that would puzzle a monkey for less than a second. We go... off.
It's not a difficult puzzle. It's like one of those easy Sudokus. But it's still a puzzle. It still has to look a little bit.
OK, thank you very much. Now then, we come to you, Naomi.
Yeah.
You're on 1. The high scorers are still Mary and Sophie on 20. If you can score 18 or less, through you go to the next round.
I don't know a lot about trees. There are some familiar answers up there, but I think this is going to be quite a tight round. I'm going to go for silver birch.
OK, let's see. Silver birch, is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Oh, not quite. Not quite. That scores you 21 and takes your total up to 22. Richard.
Yeah, not quite, but pretty good answer, Naomi. Silver birch is native to the UK, and you can even get silver birch wine in Scotland. I don't know if you've ever enjoyed, but silver birch wine.
Silver birch wine.
Made from the sap of the silver birch tree.
It sounds revolting. Very good. Now then, Mary. The high scorers are now Naomi and Laura on 22. You're on 20, which means if you can score 1 or less, you are comfortably through to the next round. What's that board look like behind me?
Well, I'm not sure about this one, but I'm going to go for it because nothing to lose. The Gelder Rose.
Gelder Rose.
Yes.
There it is. Let's see if Gelder Rose is right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Very best of luck, Mary. It's right. Very well done, Mary. Look at that. Down it goes. Yes! That's superb. That has done exactly what it needed to. A pointless answer. It adds another £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £4,500. It scores you nothing, Mary. It leaves your total at 20. You are through to the next round. Very well done. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Mary. That's better than last time, isn't it?
It is.
It's yeah, quite a common shrub in the UK with white flowers and then red berries.
Thank you very much. Now, James.
Yes.
All to play for in this last answer. The high scorers are Naomi and Laura on 22. You're on 15. You have to score 6 or less.
Yes, I'm in a little bit of a predicament here because obviously the top 2 answers, which are obvious, are going to be worth far more than the others. So I'm not going to go for one of those 2, even though I know they are both clearly trees, which means I'm therefore left with the other 2 in the middle. So it's going to be a 50-50 chance for me, and I am going to go for Larkin.
You're going to go for Larkin. What do you think, Alan?
I think I'd have gone for grey willow, but as I said before, I know nothing about trees.
So let's see if it's right. If it is, let's see how many people said Larkin. There's your red line. Below that red line, through to the next round. Above that red line, we say goodbye to you. Larkin. Bad luck, James. I'm afraid Larkin is an incorrect answer. It sounds right, though, doesn't it?
It sounds like it could be a tree. It's unfortunate. I knew monkey puzzle as well, but it was just the way it
So
fell.
it's got a bit of larch in it or something, maybe. Larkin. So I don't know. Yes, anyway, sadly, it's an incorrect answer. It scores you 100 points. Takes your total up to 115, I'm afraid. Richard.
Yeah, I'm sorry, James. I tell you what, Laura and Naomi are so nice. They even pretended. They really tried to pretend to look gutted there. Just a little look on their face, kind of. It's very kind of them. And Larkin, we chose that just as one of his more famous poems is The Trees. Philip Larkin, of course. And if you'd gone with what Adam would have gone for, grey willow, it's a pointless answer. Pointless answer, sorry. It was 50-50, as you say. It's tough luck. Grey willow is another name for the pussy willow. Prefers to be known as the grey willow, for some reason. I don't know why. Let's take a look at the other 2. The ash tree was the high scorer and one on the board. That would have scored you 64. And the horse chestnut would have been 36, yeah. So the grey willow would have been the one to save you there.
OK, well, thank you, Richard. At the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, Alan and James. Now, that was a motivational round, I'd say.
It was sad times. It's just the way it fell.
It was, well, you did the right thing. You did exactly the right thing, only with the wrong answer.
Exactly. Maybe next time, hey?
Also, can I just commend you on your matching shirts?
You like that?
Yes.
Good, works, huh?
Very, very good indeed.
Thanks.
Please keep this up, and can we see more of it next time?
We'll do our best for you.
Splendid. Thanks very much, James and Alan. Great to have you on the show. Thank you. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. Our category for round 2 is film stars. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our question concerns film stars with alliterative names. Film stars with alliterative names. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you a list of 6 films on each pass. We asked 100 people to tell us which star of that film had an alliterative name, that is their first name and their surname beginning with the same letter. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you're going to score fewer points, but if you give us a wrong answer, you're going to score 100. There's going to be 12 films in all, 12 stars to guess at home. You must have been in a film, have you, in your time?
I have, yeah. I haven't really starred in a film, though.
Oh, OK. But if we were to say your wedding video, the answer would be Alexander Armstrong. Say.
I wasn't the star of that, though.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You look pretty... you look pretty good.
I look pretty good. So then, we are looking for the alliterative film stars from these films. And here is our first list. Calamity Jane, 1953. Charlie's Angels, 2000. Secrets and Lies, 1995. Under Siege, 1992. Rocky, 1976. And 48 Hours, 1982. I'll read them again without the dates. Calamity Jane, Charlie's Angels, Secrets and Lies, Under Siege, Rocky, and 48 Hours. There we are. What about those films, Mary?
Well, I'm OK with 2 or 3 of them, and the one I'm going to go with is Doris Day, Calamity Jane.
Doris Day, Calamity Jane, says Mary. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. That's right. Very well done, Mary. 22. Good answer. Doris Day, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Mary. Von Doris von Kappelhoff, which isn't alliterative, but she did change it, so...
Laura.
Yep.
Laura, how many of these do you know, do you think?
I know 2 or 3, but I'm having a complete blank with one of them. So I'm going to hope, I think that the star of Charlie's Angels was Lucy Liu.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew Lucy Liu. It's right. 38. 38 for Lucy Liu. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Laura. It came to fame in Ally McBeal, Lucy Liu.
Very good indeed. Now then, Danny. You're the last person to have this board, so you can talk us through all of the films and their stars, if you like.
There's 2 I have no idea. Secrets and Lies and 48 Hours, I've no idea. Rocky, obviously I know that one, that's Sylvester Stallone, but I'm actually going to go with Under Siege, and I think it's Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, Under Siege, says Danny. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. 40. Wow. Right, but quite a high score. 40 for Steven Seagal.
Yeah, well, you know, popular film, popular actor. He was a martial arts instructor before he became sort of an actor, Steven Seagal. Well, let's fill in the rest. You were right to avoid Rocky, actually. It would have scored you 75 points. You're absolutely right. It was Sylvester Stallone. Now, the other 2, 48 Hours. Do you know that one?
I can only think of Eddie Murphy. Who else is in it?
It's Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte.
Good, starred. You don't see him around so much, do you, anymore? 12 points. And the best answer on the board is Secrets and Lies.
Brenda Blethyn.
Brenda Blethyn, exactly right. Would have scored you 7 points. Very well done if you got that at home.
Very good. OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Mary and Sophie, the best answer of the past, 22, lovely low score. Then up quite a way to 38, where we find Laura and Naomi, and then up a tiny bit to 40, where Danny and Joe currently are. So, yes, Joe and Naomi, it's between the pair of you. You're going to have to tussle it out in this next pass to see who stays and who goes, I reckon. OK, we can come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more films on the board. And here they are. We have got Wayne's World, 1992, The Gold Rush, 1925, The Sting, 1973, Mrs. Miniver, 1942, Mean Girls, 2004, and Some Like It Hot, 1959. I'll read all those again without the dates. Wayne's World, The Gold Rush, The Sting, Mrs. Miniver, Mean Girls, Some Like It Hot. Now, remember, we are looking for the alliterative film stars whose first name and second name begin with the same letter. Joe, obviously you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew.
Right. I know a few of those films, but I think I'm going to go for The Sting and Robert Redford.
Robert Redford, you're the high scorers on 40, so you're going to have to hope this goes down as far as it possibly can. Robert Redford, how many people said that? Is it right? It's right. Wow, 17. Best answer so far. 17 takes your total up to 57. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Joe. He was nominated for Best Actor for his role as Johnny Hooker in The Sting.
Very good indeed. Now, Naomi, the high scorers are now Joe and Danny on 57. You're on 38, which means if you can score 18 or less, you're through to the next round. What do you think of this board?
I think I could be in a bit of trouble. I think I must spend too much time with the babies at baby cinema and not enough time watching the films. But
have some of these not been on at baby cinema? Is that what you're saying?
strangely enough, no, we've missed some of these. So there's two that I recognise, and I suspect they will both be popular answers, but I wouldn't even have an educated guess for any of the others. So I'm going to go with Mike Myers for Wayne's World.
Mike Myers for Wayne's World. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. 45 for Mike Myers. Takes your total up to 83. Richard.
Yeah, born in Canada to British parents, Mike Myers. Started on Saturday Night Live, the Wayne's World sketches.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Sophie.
Yes.
The high scorers are now Naomi and Laura on 83. You're on 22, right, which means if you can score 60 or less, you are through to the head-to-head.
OK. I was going to go for Mean Girls and Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan, Mean Girls.
Yes.
Very good. Here is your red line. If you can get below that red line with Lindsay Lohan, you're in the head-to-head.
OK.
Let's see if that's right. Lindsay Lohan and Mean Girls. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. Yep, you've done it. 32 for Mean Girls. Takes your total up to 54. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Sophie. Very good answer. Mean Girls, written by Tina Fey, also of Saturday Night Live fame and 30 Rock and various other things. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. Fill those in for you. Some Like It Hot.
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe, absolutely, but that was the biggest score on the board, 52. Now the Gold Rush, the clue there is in the date, I think, 1925. Charlie Chaplin, absolutely right, would have scored 14. And Mrs. Miniver, best answer up there.
I don't know.
Would have scored you 2 points. She won a Best Actress Oscar for her performance in this film. It was Greer Garson. Greer Garson, 2 points, a very good answer. She gave the longest acceptance speech of all time.
Wow.
Well, 5.5 minutes. She rabbited on about Mrs. Miniver.
That was in the war as well. Like, time wasn't precious. Wow. Thank you very much, Richard. So, at the end of the round, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid it's Laura and Naomi. Head-to-head last time. No. Round 2 this time.
Not so good.
Did you know any others on that board?
I only knew Marilyn Monroe, so I made the best of what I had.
Yeah, I guess that was probably the right one. Well, it was a very close round, actually, in the end. But, someone has to go, and I'm afraid you are the high scorers. But it's been brilliant having you on the show, Naomi and Laura. Thank you so much for playing. Wonderful contestants. Thank you. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Joe and Danny, Sophie and Mary. You have made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £4,500. Now, for each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. Here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Commonwealth Games host cities as they could. Commonwealth Games host cities, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any city that has hosted the Commonwealth Games since they began as the Empire Games in 1930, all the way up to 2010, please.
OK, thanks, Richard. Now, Joe and Danny, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Birmingham hosted, or did Manchester host it? I think Manchester hosted it.
Manchester,
I can't think of anywhere else.
Yeah, Manchester, yeah.
OK.
Yep.
We
can only come up with one, so we just have to fingers crossed that we're right. And we're going to go with Manchester.
OK, Manchester, you are saying. Sophie and Mary, cities that have hosted the Commonwealth Games.
Well, we came up with a grand total of 1 answer, and we're hoping it's right. Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
OK, we have Manchester, we have Melbourne. In the order they were given, Joe and Danny said Manchester. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. There we are, 22. 22 for Manchester. Now, Sophie and Mary have gone for Melbourne. 22 is the score. It has to go lower than. Melbourne, let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. It is right. Ooh, look at that. Oh, and it wins. Down it goes. Very close indeed, but 18 for Melbourne beats 22 for Manchester. So, after one question, Sophie and Mary are in the lead, 1-0. Very well done. Richard?
Yeah, 2 good answers there. Let's take a look at all the answers, though. There's a couple of pointless ones here. The very first Empire Games were held in Hamilton. Victoria and British Columbia held it in 1994, so very well done if you said either of those. Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia would have scored you 1. Kingston in Jamaica would have scored you 2, as would Christchurch in New Zealand. Perth, Australia would have scored you 3. Edmonton, Canada, 4. Cardiff in Wales, that would have scored you 5 points, would have been a good answer. Vancouver in Canada would have scored you 6. Brisbane, Australia, 7. Auckland in New Zealand, one of only 2 cities to have held it twice, would have scored you 11. There's Melbourne on 18. Manchester, 22. New Delhi, which was the 2010 Commonwealth Games, would have scored you 27. Edinburgh, which has also held it twice, 28. Sydney, 31. And London, which has only held it once, that was 1934, but still scored 47 points.
Thank you very much, Richard. So here is your second question. Joe and Danny, you have to win this question if you want to stay in the game. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many one-foot-in-the-grave characters as they could. One-foot-in-the-grave characters, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the 6 named credited characters who've appeared in 10 or more episodes of the BBC sitcom One Foot in the Grave. Looking for the character names, not the actors, and first names alone will suffice.
OK, now, Sophie and Mary, you go first this time.
I know Victor. What's his last name? I must admit I haven't really watched. I'm aware of it because who isn't, and consequently the only character I'm really familiar with is Victor.
OK, Victor, it is.
OK. We've never watched it either. Never watched it.
And that's about the only character we know.
That is the only character.
I know he's got a wife in it.
Mrs. Meldrew.
Yeah, but, come up with a name. Enid. I have no idea.
No,
Enid.
I haven't got.
You're going for Enid?
Yeah.
OK, we have Victor, we have Enid. Mary and Sophie have gone with Victor. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Victor. It's right. 67. Joe and Danny, this was the question you have to win to stay in the game. You're saying Enid. Let's see if Enid can do it for you. Is Enid right? And if it is, will it beat Victor? Bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. I'm afraid Enid an incorrect answer, which means Sophie and Mary through to the final 2-0. Very well done indeed. Richard?
Yeah, unlucky Joe and Danny. I'd say that's a particularly tricky answer if you've never watched the programme. Let's take a look at all the answers, though. I suspect there are lots of fans out there who will have got a lot of these. The next-door neighbour with the bedridden mother who you never meet, Nick Swaney, that would have scored you 5 points. A married couple next door, Patrick Trench, played by Angus Dayton, would have scored you 8. Pippa Trench, played by Janine Davitsky, would have scored you 9. Mrs. Warboys, Jean Warboys, would have scored you 19. Margaret Meldrew is his wife, not Enid, played by Annette Crosby. That would have scored you 22. And Victor Meldrew, Richard Wilson, of course, 67. And I can believe it.
Can you now? Very good. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, so the losing pair, that means at the end of the head-to-head is Joe and Danny. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I mean, you've stormed it through. You've had a very good game so far.
It was just Victor Meldrew let us down, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known any answer apart from the one that everyone gave. Yeah. Well, we will see you again next time, and we'll look forward to it very much indeed. But thanks so much, Joe and Danny, meanwhile. Brilliant.
Thank you.
But for Mary and Sophie, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £4,500. Well, congratulations, Mary and Sophie. You've made it through to the final. You've fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. So very well done indeed. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £4,500. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we've had 2 pointless answers on the show today. In fact, Mary, you came up with Gelder Rose, which was one of them. You only have to find one more now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these 3 options. They are the military, crime fiction, or theatre.
Crime fiction or theatre?
I think, because you read quite a lot of crime,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah?
I reckon...
And you do too, don't
Yeah.
you? OK.
Crime fiction.
Crime fiction it's going to be. OK, well, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Agatha Christie, Marple and Poirot novels as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any Agatha Christie novel featuring her creations, Miss Marple or Poirot. Plays or short story collections will not be allowed. So any Agatha Christie novel featuring Poirot or Miss Marple.
Thank you very much, Richard. OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £4,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
OK.
Well, it's not going to be... I don't think we should go for, like, murder
Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile.
Yeah,
or,
OK, so what should we go for then? Do you know any...
Murder in the Library.
Miss Marple? Yeah, OK.
I think
well,
could be
I've
quite
never
a
heard
good
of that one, so that's a good one. If it's a...
Something at the ABC.
Oh, monkeys? Is there something with monkeys? Sorry. OK. Trying to think of all the... David Suchet.
Yeah.
Poirot's, but my mind's gone blank.
Yeah.
Can you think of any more?
No.
Something about races or poison or...
my mind's gone blank. Okay, think of all the...
We've got 6 seconds.
5 seconds left.
I think Murder in the Library.
Yeah, and that's it.
I think that's the best one.
OK, there is your minute up. We were looking for Agatha Christie, Poirot or Miss Marple novels, and I now need 3 answers from you.
No.
Well, we've come up with Murder in the Library.
Murder in the Library.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Death on the Nile.
And Death on the Nile. There we are. OK, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Possibly Murder in the Library, because we know the other 2 are really popular.
We'll put Murder in the Library 3rd then. Which is
Yes.
your least likely, do you think?
The Orient Express.
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll put the Orient Express first. All right, we'll put them up on the board in that order. And here we go. Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile, and Murder in the Library. OK, we were looking for Agatha Christie, Poirot and Miss Marple novels. You said this was your least confident answer. Remember, you only have to find one pointless answer to win that £4,500 jackpot. Let's see. Murder on the Orient Express. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Murder on the Orient Express. It's right. It's right. Now, if this goes all the way down to 0, you'll be leaving here with £4,500. 40. OK, so not a pointless answer.
No.
You only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. What would you do with £4,500, Mary?
I think I'd use it to visit my brother in Australia, actually. Yes.
Very good. Sophie?
Yeah.
Put my mother out of her misery and move out of home.
OK, well, let's hope one of these answers will win it for you. £4,500 riding on Death on the Nile. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Death on the Nile. Well, yes, it's right. Murder on the Orient Express scored you 40. Let's see if Death on the Nile can go down further for you. Down it goes into the 30s. This is all looking much, much better. Down in the 20s, 21. Well, I tell you what, you put them in exactly the right order.
Yeah.
You've almost halved your total from the first answer. OK, you only have one more chance to win today's jackpot.
Do you think this is right?
I hope so.
Murder in the Library. Have you read it?
No, but I bought my friend the mug. My best friend and I are big Agatha Christie fans. So I know there's definitely a title called Murder in the Library, but I don't know.
I know one of those
Penguin Classic.
Penguin Classic mugs.
Yeah.
It's orange, isn't it? That mug, I believe.
Green.
Oh, it's green. Oh. See how little I know.
Pride and Prejudice is orange.
Ah, there you go.
Because we've got that one, haven't we?
There you go. Okay, so you're pretty sure about this?
I don't want to...
It's just whether or not it's pointless. OK, well, £4,500 is riding on it. You are saying Murder in the Library. There it is. Bottom of the screen. This is your last shot at that £4,500 jackpot. It has to be right and it has to be pointless. If it's both of those things, you leave here with £4,500. Let's see. Murder in the Library. Is it right? Oh, bad luck.
You made that mug up.
Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't go home with today's jackpot of £4,500, which will roll over onto the next show. You have been fantastic contestants, and you do, of course, take home our pointless trophy, so very well done.
Let's first solve the mysterious mystery of the mug.
Yes.
It's the body in the library.
Body in the library.
The body in the library.
Oh.
But would have scored you 4 points.
Oh.
So let's take a look at some of the pointless answers, and you'll recognise some of them. A couple of Marple books of Caribbean mystery in that Bertram's Hotel. Evil Under the Sun, the Poirot mystery, is a film made of that with Peter Ustinov. That would have been pointless. Hickory Dickory Dock, which in America is called Hickory Dickory Death. It's a great name for a book. Sleeping Murder, which was Miss Marple's last case taken at the flood, another Poirot mystery, all those pointless. The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which was Poirot's first ever case. They Do It With Mirrors as well, another pointless answer. Yeah. And Three-Act Tragedy. Very well done if you got any of those at home. And unlucky, you played so well throughout. A tough last category, but you were so close.
Thanks very much. Did you know any of those? Yes, you did, by the sound of things.
Yes. It's so much easier when you see the answers.
Isn't it?
It is. Rather than having to dredge through the memory.
Always very hard when there's a clock ticking as well. Yeah. That's never going to help. Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Mary and Sophie, but it's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Brilliant contestants. Very good. Nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show, we will be playing for £5,500. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.